Last week we went to war. We put two iconic methods head to head to find the ultimate tri-tip. The guests are gone, the grill is cold, and you've got a fridge full of world-class smoky beef. I see the building blocks of a 5-star masterpiece. Let's get at it. Today we're tackling this leftover makeover, taking a cold protein that's already been cooked to perfection and bringing it back to life without losing that medium rare soul. Forget the flimsy English muffin. For a dish this big, we need a foundation with some integrity. You need Texas toast. It's thick, it's absorbent, and when you treat it right, it becomes a crucial layer of flavor. Whisk your Lowry's, black pepper, and garlic salt directly into the garlic whirl. The fat carries the seasoning evenly. No hot spots, no salty edges. Brush both edges of your thick-cut Texas toast and you're done. That oil and butter blend gives you a higher smoke point. Heat a 12-inch non-stick pan over medium-high heat. Lay the toast down and listen for the sizzle. Press gently. You want edge-to-edge contact. A minute or two per side. You're looking for golden brown all the way across. This is where the magic happens. While the toast is getting happy in the cast iron, let's talk about that leftover tri-tip. That beef is packed with flavor. The danger here is the microwave. If you put this in the microwave, you might as well throw it in the trash. You'll turn that beautiful pink center gray and rubbery in 30 seconds. As a chef, I want to preserve that integrity. The best way to do this is a gentle stock bath. I've got some high quality beef stock simmering, not boiling, just a gentle simmer. I'm going to dip those thin slices of tri-tip into the stock for about 30 seconds. It warms the fat, rehydrates the surface, and brings the internal temperature up just enough to make it melt in your mouth without cooking it any further. It keeps the Steakhouse in the Benedict. Now the soul of the dish, the sauce. We've talked about emulsions before. If you need a refresher on how to build a rock-solid base, go back and watch my video on the blender hollandaise. I've got the full recipe and ratios over on the website at Brinner Smokehouse, and it's the quickest way to get a professional result at home. But today, we are pivoting a bit. We aren't doing a standard hollandaise, we're making a Tarragon Béarnaise. We start with a reduction of red wine vinegar, dry white wine, minced shallots, and fresh tarragon. Reduce that vinegar and wine until it's nearly gone, what we call sec. That's where the concentration of flavor lives. Whisk that into your prepared hollandaise with the rest of the fresh minced tarragon, and it's ready to go. Now let's talk about the eggs. If you've ever poached an egg and ended up with a pot full of ghostly feather whites, this tip is for you. We're going to use the fine strainer method. Take a fine mesh strainer and crack your egg directly into it over a small bowl. You'll see a thin, watery liquid drain away. That liquid is the culprit. Those are the loose whites that create the mess in the pot. By removing them, you're left with a tight structural white that will wrap perfectly around the yolk. 2 tablespoons of white vinegar in the water helps with coagulation. Give the water a gentle swirl, drop the strained egg into the eye of the vortex, and let it ride for exactly 3 minutes. What comes out is a clean restaurant quality poached egg with a set white and a liquid gold center. It's the difference between an amateur plate and a chef's plate. Now the final assembly. We take those Texas toast triangles and place them in a rarebit dish, standing them up and offsetting them so they lean against the sidewall. This creates a cradle for our beef. Shingle that warm, glistening tri-tip across the bread. Nestle in 2 of those perfectly poached eggs on top, and then we drape the whole thing in the Tarragon Béarnaise. Nestle it with some cottage fries right into the side of the dish and finish the whole thing with a pinch of smoked flake salt. The salt gives you that hit of smoke the moment the plate hits the table, but it keeps that beautiful yellow sauce clean and vibrant. This is the ultimate retired chef's breakfast. So good. Almost decadent. Did you like this leftover makeover? If you want to see more ways to turn your barbecue into Brinner masterpieces, make sure you check out my leftover makeover playlist right here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and let me know in the comments, what's your favorite way to reuse steak? Later, Gator.